She motivated scientists across the world to help her develop gene therapy, which will also help additional 400 children or others with same diagnosis across the world. Spela, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So my story begins with the birth of my son, Urban. Not all genetic conditions run in the family. Urban was born with a very small typo in his genetic material, and because of that small typo, he was born with a syndrome so rare that it doesn't have a name, but it's named after the gene itself. A CINNBI syndrome, a very severe and rare neurodevelopmental disorder, usually characterized by weakness of the trunk, spasticity in the legs, developmental delays, eye abnormalities, challenging behaviors such as autoaggressive towards self and also aggression towards the others, speech difficulties, and the list goes on. If we would live in an ideal world, I would go to the doctor and the doctor would give me the diagnosis and then he would give us the treatment. However, we don't live in that ideal world. Unfortunately, not yet. But we do live in a time where there is a strong hope with gene therapy. We all saw miracles that happened after kids were given Zolgensma, or kids and adults were given with gene-specific eye abnormalities, Luxturna, or other successes in gene therapy. For example, the most recent one for juvenile Parkinsonism. So kids who were even unable to hold their head are now learning how to walk and talk. And as a parent being in this situation, I think it's really important to have that hope. And hope is something that drives me through the days and nights when I worry about my child's future. And it also drives me through the days when I struggle seeing him, how he have to work so hard to achieve the things that were given to us just because we are alive and because we were born. And so that is why I decided to also do anything that is in my power to develop treatment for my son as well. In other countries, it's not so rare that patients, organizations usually led by parents, are navigating the gene therapy development. There even exist some platforms such as Open Treatments that are helping those parents to do this. So when I decided to follow those patients' organizations, I learned that I need to follow 4 steps. So the first step I needed to do was to understand the disease. So I needed to know whether the gene is big enough or small enough to fit into the vector. I needed to know what kind of mutations are there and what is the outcome of those mutations. Where is the protein expressed? Whether it is a loss of function, gain of function. Are there any cell or animal models, and are they available to other researchers? And I needed to be really well prepared before I started reaching out to researchers. Researchers who will do the preclinical work for the gene you're looking for. And luckily, I live in a country where we have not only very strong researchers, but also amazing humans and people who are very motivated and eager to help affected kids. And some of them are also working on our project. So the third step I needed to take was establish a foundation. I needed to start a website, create a video, start raising awareness and getting the parents of those patients to be included in the natural history of the study, which is a crucial point for the clinical preparation. And the last but not least step is to start fundraising. We all know that research takes not only time, but also a lot of money. And even though our organization is now connected to one of the strongest rare disease organizations, which will significantly decrease the expenses, we still need to raise around 2 million euros. And we started with our fundraiser in April, and till today we raised around 650,000 euros, which is more than enough to cover the preclinical work. So when I started this 1 year ago, I had no idea we would come so far in such a short amount of time. At the first, I didn't even know where to look. Reading articles at impossible hours was sometimes really hard to understand. And I have contacted more than 300 researchers, and at this opportunity, I would really like to thank them all for their sincere desire to help affected kids. And given their human nature, I don't have doubt that genetic diseases will become a history one day. And today, I feel very proud and very optimistic about the future of our kids. We have a clear path and great collaborators, and also several gene therapy programs ongoing. And we are more determined than ever that we won't stop until we find something that will give our kids a shot at life. And also, I think that as with any new technology, the expenses are enormous now, but with time and also with the process of automation, the prices will decrease. However, our kids don't have the luxury of time, and so we need to raise the money for them now. And this is also the way how you can help. We are raising money through our website and also through the GoFundMe page. You can also follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you're living in Slovenia and using a mobile phone, you can also press Urban 5 and send the SMS on 1919. Urban and 400 other friends with this syndrome will be forever grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Spela, for this heartbreaking story, but still with so much positive attitude, and that's why your story has been heard and hopefully will have a very positive outcome.